of recent falang industry ning kum a growth abakela wala falang abe directional bula kan at some point tamal yo fo amam me fang antula album launch mi yalan ka fo ko ning kum Gambia be anticipate mol be findita ay do ko ke ay album mo bonde for over 20 something tracks mi yalan ka fo ko Gambian artist na make barsa filale wala fa music Murad Dinkel I mean what is your reaction to Antu's album launch and I mean after the event after the album mem fananketa post event oning o jamal leketa I mean what is your reaction to
that's right Antu mu artist mental la vitala bake nde wuli afole nkala moy bake because aka femfella it resonates with menketantela o menketa funding ke jamala e anim mo jama musuka fuke waya sabun ngala kota bake ngakulia anala timo be te mbe mol kono milala ko mbulobe ala timo koto mfansu sonko ala former manager na dindingolo men aya fan jebalu yale ala kayti kuta sila ma fanye keba ma nyinjibe ba nganyina sotondi nganyina safia jibe ba acha talla ku kono aman kala mutandi wole ben ning Antu tema anala management e itale yello dulaje ila timo ile Antu bang anala timo be ala launching bidaka na si na proposal o do ko nyanda kala nyame nganna proposal o dilal bena usabe regarding lafta nga do ko kanyame bari ngalon financial conscience ya sabo you know ni man na continue do ko nyin kono so bari wo ma sabo still I stop placing content for him coming ake SC nyame yo janil launching be sila fatam fantu botaji ngeta mo folol tele mele mfansu call ay ko nyimbe fanya keta nyame kay dindi ma ko nyen nam ke ba man kay ni nata Gambia mbe ning Antu mudundi la nyokan nkay ko mbe mendu aka wala nyinde ko janding alla launching February 22 ngatara Gambia yo bari ngatawni marang ya sabu man nana ko min nga ngani nyame o nga nata nyame yo nga Antu fanan try wala nyama nga spata fanan call ko nyin nan kay men keta de amaneta ba keta de amandiante because Antu mo motive future soto ndung ni mo artist what ye future soto be do ko wala is inante hakel tula baake ini mol me yalanko ini wala ya datin do albe do ko wala yo ala nata kala lonjin mandeta ja lonjin tambita nata kuje me yalanko we mfayo fale completely ko nyinna wala mbringaje police case nata soto nali you know quand même folon drong kataraji you know for the sake of kataraji man ngol quand même fo kido juto samato ni wobe kerin drong akamunda ko drong adiata artist o e nyaaw nyaalong because moti je me yalan ka expertise soto ka lon disila kan so ngamme je wolo nyito ko Antu he is super talented to tell you the fact coming after nyame aro to ay musigo no le faya domo wolom to nyati ni mente kala haji sasi doti bari I lack of functional management isule solo he doesn't have a functional management okay ngaje ko birim fansu bota je fa gena wajabita because sense of direction tj by the time they were going to QCT what Antu should have set up was a project management team. He should have hired a project manager to come ka album o nyimbe solda ani ngala team o eta. Now that is where people like D-Jobs comes in my capacity as a music business consultant, which is different from my capacity as a particular artist GM. I can take up such a contract and then solder your project to be your project manager. And that was the proposal that I proposed to Antu. But like I said, I understand very well they were going through some financial constraints. But ngaje ko o reflectale ala album wala outcome to. Because being a project manager biji nyim problem mol membeketa ndela jero atekela no. Because everybody would have known munetela TORT so that ila job description can be well explained and understood. By then everybody would have known ndela nyanta talla jana ndela manyana talla jana. Because if you look at the discussions, you know, the post-war discussions that unfolded, mbe mune moikan, somebody telling you ko ye ko di kadila jana MLK dunta jana kari bota je nyin nata nyin kakata la family
there was
GB.
no sense of direction.
This is
like,
the point.
Organizing
Exactly. What do you need? Where do you need to go when actually you are taxed to be you know at the gate to manage finances and also to administer what ticket dispatches. Look at what even happened. I had to come on Facebook to say, there are people in West Coast region, ticket to Africa Mall Madala, you know, exactly double of the actual price. So why is that the case? It's because there was no functional management. You understand? That would have directed the outlets, right? Or would have been observing the outlets. But in the event come doli ticket dita dolale, right? itol dol fang man ko tiketo dita mo dol la wol bo tiketo fana wafi kan jame male ba wafi kan jame ngaw ko be jele I came on Facebook to say ko look West Coast alla outlet wol men bije be tiketo wafi kan nangam le people were selling tickets even day of the event I mean a lot of irresponsible aspects in the business. And somebody would ask who is the project manager of the entire setup. So there was a major deficiency at the time he was going to Q City.
Wow.
Now the deficiency was he did not have a functional management. Wow. He did not have an overall project manager to solder the entire project. Wow. The project manager's responsibility would have been to set up a team that will be entirely responsible for the album project of AN2. By then we would have known the account officer, somebody responsible for accounting matters. We would have known the finance manager who the account officer would have been working under. We would have known the distribution, agents of AN2, and also even the external auditors, people that will be hiring their gaze at the outlets and how they were operating. But in mall based, I don't know. I come to mall be fambe fambulu because functional management in project manager TG. I mean, even their responsibilities were not well defined. Somebody was telling you, not until responsibility to Numprunga Kodoma, but he contelanga Kodoma. Until responsibility man can Numprungana. And then we were also told, even the investor, a female, that put in money at some point, he was with them. She was with them. I think, it's she was with them.
Yeah.
And then even though at a investment like she's not part of the team. So here again, you can put in whatever investment.
$1 billion.
Exactly. Yeah, project manager, team men set up, it representatives for the men like. But in the event the investor came, I mean, he could call me Exactly.
So I think it should be a lesson learned for him and any upcoming or even any artist because Ninkul musical on Dala, as Hitano Kamarabakel, and musical Munkul Himialan Kava professionalism, I won't need back and then officially a lot of people were in fact questioning Antu's professionalism, especially Nabe Stadium and how he react on social media.
Yeah.
I mean, an official Nadia Celta Stadium and then he spewed some, unpleasant words toward a female. Mialan Kavako, I for one, I condemn to the highest condemnation because Musul at some point.
Yeah.
Exactly. You understand? So I think things like that should be avoided, especially upon seeing that post. When you saw that video, I mean, what actually came to mind?
Yeah, I was very shocked and startled to tell you the fact. And like I said, here again, I was, I think the first person that came to say, oh my God, I am calling AN2 right away. Now post on my Facebook wall. And then I called him, I realized, well, no fun thing I realized, number falling. Because ni aje nga call ke kote ke bidan in spata la issue ke nga call le fonga soto na ka chata nga ya mari nka ndebe mem fole don se alata ye ko bebula aita nka ko ko do mu fenti bara manke fembeti nga ya mari wala fonga mi da ko nga mem faya ba kelal so bi nata wonen ndirol nin kolje akata koti me mbalo jara jara so nata fanan ay men nenje nata fanan na response musolum yonte ba jibe kan nyinka ko comme as he for see activist ndala vila bi nga ke wajabe muso nganyil kan nganyil nya dola ten nata defang atala pronouncement on AN2 he has persisted to state right another another content somewhere for some couple I think this was yesterday somebody drew my attention there and I saw him stating or making certain pronouncements about that woman so ngaje ko dal this is out of hand because at that dimension lameng a sensitive tale.
Exactly.
Yeah, understand. Bepara awkward telephone. To be honest, maneta bakele ni nyanta lola as an artist ka kumodol kuma kangodol fai muso mameng tumando kutambite tema coming ate afo nyameng yo photo nyatan tolo nola yo nataje fana muso fana fintitale ala responses around a particular artist unknown may sort of a response track bondi, so at a beo dongole like a ko nyintandi, that is tima, ka tandiko, whatever kalata response. But even when she took that out, AN2 still persisted. Wow. You understand? To come up with another, crazy lines though. Wow. Regarding, tima. So maneta bakele fanala. It will be mo aro dunke wala. It will be a sector.
Yeah, of course.
Yo tima mo musoti ate muke wati. Ya mar talam dronga wala fangame for tima. The same thing now. Yeah, kuno nka ko nyinko bula. Ayela. Boje completely.
Let it slide.
Ko nyimbula. Don't come again. with any video, whatever response, from any artist. I mean, forget about this. And to completely, because it and so they'll say, as alpha in the industry, coming from conflict is inevitable.
Yeah.
But then we should exercise maturity in mitigating it. So AN2 is persistent. You just, cease fire and stop everything. Advice. But it's very unfortunate, more Sparta. Right? Now, cognizant of the trajectory, it will damn men know previously. We've seen the pronouncement of Sparta, stating at one time at a family until that donate blood lale. I so many things like I sacrifice all men can see at all. Come in terror tema. Yeah, understand ne? Near that fanambo for la being and they can public wala quality member bularina. Ndefana nin tamata kuja malekono. You but then still had and to be balangamento all of you to go namen for my yoleke. Yen nakodoleta. So silang Allahu alam fataka mem for wala sotota fonil ka mem for wala sotota ala da male yalo problem
I mean, but in your capacity still, because I mean kebalo mo ite aron in kolom. Are you still trying concerted efforts ka and to still ka meet ka konoto dia ka yamaro do dia still?
Yes, so most definitely I thought down 3 nights ago. I mean, in fact, like I said, I would not even have granted this interview to you. There are a series of other interviews. Ite alone, I've been away for 8 months. So basically a call soul and do nimfin tol be siare na ko to back project call fana mi ngetara nyato but Jundu will tell you janin kanalam fang kai ko ngani committee set Musa Sanyang me anon ka be lorin ko la every day ben ko la mate fan call fan follow be nata call be siare bari ngani nata pour ka fota antuma bawo ye nyim fonyo ko ala number faline number ben na di am tanu wole la dum woto mo be ñu daily I think this was on the 6th of March nyinkaro so kabring mbe odiamo nyimbura batala ka soto kabring on the 6th for be amankeno iyo sa mbe katakuwa menke ka wala nyite ko ngafutama an outreach, because that will be the only thing to see how best we can sit down with him even though dolba foka nyiko no di just ko nyi waja bitala tinyata lan ko no kutije because mol mem fana be do ko la wala ka kuya so kutije menyanta waja bila ba Sparta mala mofa ata fana man Sparta la mofa son sa di amunole hani bi kayro tarete inshallah mbelo la wotole
good okay man, because I mean near Antu Jibe artist Olomiya Kafoko Jamal Kafoko he is probably one of the next STs music
he's a star,
he's a superstar, so we definitely
in
need
fact,
to guide him.
I think the record breaking thing is we've all seen Imenke Q City, and everybody said you've seen my brother's domain perspective around like event because he broke record because I crowd men ote artist ma ote Mulbe son damale aya dokule be pare ala messages, so like I said, it resonates with everybody.
Definitely.
So we would like him to continue, and then the growth that he has, because already at a fanambe abe category class A artist or lekono. So growth ni meng aya soto ndol bebe la fini nyela wo continue ala kuoto bawo antum asset letimental be nyanta ma
most definitely
be nyanta guide la ndata la fila talent member ko antu aitinya anu inshallah rabbi ning ala ende maje adende mamba ko nyim falale ye nyomo e daro sparky gang tema inshallah
o kuma ta bake anu imam ra falang is high time also artisol ka invest kende because at some point hanya do money ne soto foybe bitikandi ne soto ko nyokambang akuma ta this income kana because min kata fon antula so ngamira antu fon kunno fon iko hani talamang amang talamang invest ala fengoni ya ona sande investor be bot nang outside ya at some point definitely wala na biri wol yela do money wol bondi at some point he was so bad.
I have seen the Dream Gist. They made a very comprehensive post about Antu's bookings. A very very clear-cut analysis. And at some point, I came to say, I definitely like how you people projected this. Is the fact, Antu, do you know, from 2023 to 2025, he has been the most booked artist in the Gambia.
Sure,
more than all these big artists.
Wow.
He was everywhere. We can all attest to that. So, and then, according to the Dream Gist, I been score all these shows. I think the list was 20,000, 25 like the customers in blood from 35, 40 because ndefangone ala former manager nene I when I reach out regarding price tags, to places like Casamance, advice, kafa nyantakela. 40 to 50K. So how often we are going to Casamas and even the hinterland, they were charging 30 to 35. So ibajela ko ni atada wo fonsol men beka soto because that was what the Dream just wrote right online to say ni atada wo fonsol men beka soto yeah putting into good use. AN2 would not have engaged investors to come and put in their money on his show. That's what the Dream just wrote.
Okay.
So I also came to second what they wrote to endorse it, to say it's very right. And this is where the issue of what functional management comes in. Bro, there is no magic about this business.
Wow.
I'm impossible artist without a management.
Wow.
I'm not even talking about a manager. It has to be a management. Honey manager from Kumfalo Tabeke and all. The jobs. When I set up these things with ST some 10 years ago. Ndam Sultan Bijele as the media director.
Wow.
Yasin Yabo Bijele. You know, official DJ Bejana, the technical officers, Mola Baji, you name it.
Wow.
The road managers Bijele, the stylists Bijele. So we had all these portfolio holders in the management. Right? Exactly. Under my leadership.
Wow.
So basically, because memo, a knowledgeable manager would have told AN2 Ninka for farming baby noma inibe staying at an apartment somewhere. Ila domorol baby te kam control simanda sama. It was not a potential way of living. A very honest manager like this just would have told him that. Because you are just starting your career. You understand?
Instead, you grow it back in a decal.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Well, and go, putting finances will be managed. There should have been a clear-cut reality regarding how that particular artist is being projected.
But probably maybe also in the name of, I mean, he's probably my childhood friend. I mean, business business, or you gotta be professional and serious about it. Because
welcoming everybody fan to the team
is good. It's good, fine.
Yeah, but at some
point,
doesn't make sense for
exactly, you know, because they don't have some of them don't have the expertise. Actually, they are not bringing anything on the table. This is the gospel truth.
Yeah,
you know.
And then, you know, the other thing is we've also noticed I mean, he was having areas of vehicles. You've seen the entourage of AN2.
Wow.
I mean, and then some of these vehicles, according to sources, you know, we are so often rented.
Wow.
You understand? Anytime they have events, you know, you've seen the array of vehicles. I mean, around 6, 7, 8 vehicles.
Was that necessary in the first place?
Exactly. These are all powerful vehicles. So basically, it comes along with cost. Because if you look at it, a vehicle that is 6-cylinder vehicle or 8-cylinder, basically, you've seen those are very powerful vehicles.
Yeah.
Obviously, well of fuel consumption, ordinary 4-cylinder vehicle. So I feel, you know, it was just too much of entourage. I meant sort of. So through financial mismanagement is sort of abe easy la back. So Walanango still he needs guidance because he cannot go, you know, without, you know, a management or a manager. Yeah, honestly, we all need to help him because Gambia lost talemati and to mustality. I musico nole wa degiala nteden na talemati nkala moy baba kele.
He's one of the superstar.